Today, I am going to be talking to you guys about your Amazon storefront. So, want to ask you guys, when was the last time that you updated your Amazon storefront? Now, the Amazon storefront is a really, really helpful tool to use, and because of that, really important to keep up on the different updates and features that they add to the storefront. So when do we even use the Amazon storefront, right? A lot of people ask, how do people get there, and what is really the purpose behind it? Because at the end of the day, a lot of people don't feel like it's getting that many eyes on it. So why is it important? So to increase visibility on your Amazon storefront, just straight up, we have a lot of customers or clients, sorry, that will use Amazon storefront source tags in order to drive traffic to Amazon. This is a really great way to track how the traffic is converting, how many clicks you're getting, how many purchases you're getting. And quite honestly, the Amazon storefront looks a lot stronger than a regular listing. So it is really common for clients or for just brands on Amazon to drive traffic to the Amazon storefront instead of to the actual listing. So that's really why Amazon storefront is incredibly useful. So if you guys are not using your storefront for those uses, I highly suggest that you guys do, because it's a really, really great tactic. Because at the end of the day, you have so much available on the storefront. You can really express your brand's personality. You can really draw in customers a lot better. You can add in more video. There really is an endless potential to Amazon storefronts. It's pretty much having your own website on Amazon, which is really exciting and can really help increase the conversions of purchases, especially if you're a well-known brand. So really should be using Amazon storefronts. Now, let's talk about this new feature that just came out for Amazon storefronts. So now through Amazon storefronts, you guys are able to create store versions. So what this means is you are able to create different versions of your Amazon storefront, and you are able to set different time frames for when those Amazon storefronts will go live. So one really great example could be if maybe you guys are launching a new product and you want that new product to be the new face of your storefront. You can adjust it that way accordingly. Now, Amazon storefront, you're not allowed to do any promotional languaging, so it's not like you could have a Prime Day specific storefront or anything like that, but we can still add some different flair to it. So before we go ahead and dive into some different fun things you guys can do with store versions, let's go ahead and talk about where you guys would go ahead and set this up. So to create a new version, you would have to go to your storefront section. So those are for all of you that are brand registered. You just head to your store, and then you're going to click the version drop-down menu, and then you're going to press create a new version. Enter in the new version. So again, maybe you're launching a product. We'll kind of go through some different versions there, but you're going to go ahead and name the new version. So pretty much why you're creating a new version. And then you'll go ahead, fill out the different fields, and then you're going to create a new version. And then you'll go ahead and design a brand new storefront. So what's great is while you're creating this new version, your other version is still very much live. And pretty much from there, you'll create that new version. Amazon obviously has to approve it like they do with anything. But once Amazon approves it, you can go ahead and set the dates for when you would want that version to run. Now, one question we did get, because we've talked to a few people about this new update, is what happens if I forget that I set it to, let's say, expire September 23rd, right? So if you forget that your version was set from maybe like 9/1 to 9/23, it expires today, you forgot, what happens when that expires? It's just going to go back to your regular storefront, right? So as long as you have that main version, which is, your main storefront, if a version shuts off, it's not going to be a big deal. That version will just shut off and it will go back to the regular version. So how can you use this, and why is this useful? So it can be useful for a few different reasons. So the first one that comes to mind as we head into Q4 is holiday imagery. So a lot of you guys have some really fun images that tie in really well to the big holidays that we see in Q4, like Thanksgiving and all of the different holidays we see in December, like Christmas, for example, and New Year's. So what's really great about the storefront version that you guys can really think about is you can use that holiday imagery a little bit more without the stress of having to switch it back as soon as Q1 pops up. And what's also great is you can always have this version in the background, and then it's ready for Q4 2021. Q4 2022, and so on. So it's a great way to just turn it on when you need it. And again, it really can help spruce up the holiday spirit, right? So some examples of that could be, your product by the Christmas tree. If your product's a gift, maybe having someone opening your product as a gift underneath the Christmas tree. Maybe your product ties in really well with Thanksgiving. Maybe you guys are in the kitchen category. Geez, lost my train of thought there. In the kitchen category. So, the turkey and maybe the macaroni or whatever, what have you, having your products actually displayed through Thanksgiving would be really fun. Something just to tie in Q4. So that's one potential. And again, if your products tie in maybe with springtime, or I know we just got through summer, but in the future, you guys can create summer versions. Maybe your product being used by the pool, whatever your product makes sense with, that's essentially what we can do, which is really, really fun. Now, another thing that comes to mind, obviously from a strategy standpoint, how can we use this is we can essentially create versions in the sense of a split test, right? Because at the end of the day, whenever you're able to create different versions, that's where my thought always goes is I can split test this to see what is more successful. So if you guys have been wanting to split test your storefront, this is a really simple way to do it where you can make pretty much a copy of your current one, make the adjustments that you want to make and run a split test. Now, how would you guys run a split test? So obviously it's going to be more controlled by you guys, a little bit more manual, but essentially what you guys can do is you can go ahead, create a separate version, and you can pretty much, obviously you'll only be able to have one storefront live at one time, but maybe let's say for 2 weeks, you're going to have version 1 running, right? Maybe that's just your current one, right? And then maybe 2 weeks later, you'll have version 2 running. And pretty much what you would do during those 2 weeks that you have those tests going is you would be running storefront source tags to those versions. And from there, you would go ahead and compare the storefront source tags stats, seeing which storefront converted the best. Now, different tests that you guys can run. Maybe it's adding more video into the storefront. Maybe it's putting one product as the main product on the main page. Maybe it's providing more information on the products, or maybe it's adding different tabs. Whatever you guys think would be a great test for your products, this is a great way to implement this without really hurting your storefront, right? Because at the end of the day, you find out what works, what doesn't work, and you turn off what isn't working, right? That's really what would happen. So this is a really fun way to pretty much be able to split test your storefront, but doing so a little bit more efficiently if you were going to have to switch things back and forth. So storefront version gives you guys that option to make it really fun and exciting. Now, if you guys have any questions about your storefront, or maybe the store versions feature that we just talked about, please reach out to our team by going to turnkeyproductmanagement.com/talk. Goodness, I can't talk. But other than that, guys, that's all I have today. Really exciting feature for the storefront, really exciting time for it to come out. So definitely let us know how store versions go. If you guys have trouble with it, just let our team know and we'll do our best to help you out. But other than that, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys soon.